Good morning, everyone. I am E. Aruna, DL in East, TTWRDC at Kottagudam. A respected Secretary Sir and other officials and principal, thank you to giving this wonderful opportunity. Thank you one and all. Today I am going to discuss about the age of the Guptas. The Gupta rulers, they are started, they ruled in North India at 380 to 750 AD. The Gupta period was a glorious history of the Indian history. Today I am discussed about the Gupta origin, the sources of the Guptas and the administration, the emperors of the Gupta age. The Gupta rulers. The Gupta, this is the one of the image of the Gupta age. The Gupta period was a remarkable and it is a glorious period of the North Indian history. The period of the rule of the Guptas has been regarded as one of the most glorious period of the Indian history. After the downfall of after the disintegration of the Mauryan Empire in the North Indian history, the Kushanas, they are started certainly succeeded in providing unity to a large part of North India, North and West India, and the Shatavahanas ruled in the South India, also kept alive the ideal of a big empire. The uncertainties which engulfed India after the disintegration of the Mauryan Empire were removed by the Kushanas in North India and the Shatavahanas in the Deccan. Yeah, in the North Indian history, the disintegration of the Mauryan Empire were removed by the Kushanas in the north and the Shatavahanas in the Deccan. The Shatavahanas in the Deccan. The Kushanas kept to a North united for a over century. However, the growth of the Naga power and the renaissance of same Ganarajas such as Malavas, Yaudayas, Arjunayans and Kunindans contributed to the decline of the Kushanas. In the Deccan, the Vakatakas and Ikshwakus parceled out the kingdom of the Shatavahanas. In the North Indian history, we are seeing the disintegration of the Mauryan Empire in after they tried to rule the unity for they are the Kushanas. After the Kushanas and the unity taken under by the Guptas. In the after the South Indian after the Shatavahanas in the South Indian history, the Gupta rulers they try to unite. In the Deccan, the Vakatakas and the Ikshwakas parceled out the kingdom of the Shatavahanas. The necessity and opportunity of the establishment of a paramount power were quite obvious. This is the necessity and opportunity of the establishment of a paramount power were quite obvious. According to many scholars, they felt their opinion that is the situation was similar to that of the 6th century BC, which was then exploited by Magadhas and now by the Guptas. Yes, in the one of the person he was felt his opinion, his name was S.R. Goyals. His words, the political situation of India towards the close of the 3rd century and the beginning of the 4th century AD was pregnant with strong possibilities of the establishment and empire. What is that? The end of the 3rd century AD and the beginning of the 4th century AD, the Gupta Empire was started in the North Indian history. The empire that followed that is often known as the classical age of Indian history. It also referred to as the Golden Age. The foundation of the Gupta dynasty, the origin of the The origin of the dynasty of the Guptas, which rose to the imperial status, is shrouded in mystery and often controversial. Yeah, what is that? The origin of the Guptas and the rulers of the Guptas and their the caste of the Guptas. This is the controversial. The controversial. The historians, they are not had the unanimous opinion on their origin. Yeah, they are felt the different opinions. Yeah, we have the historians, the eminent scholars. They are depend on the some of the sources. What is that sources? Archaeological sources and literary sources. Some of the scholars, they are introduced the some of the inscriptions, and they are tried to giving the information about the origin of the Guptas. Yeah, first one is the Bruhat Buddhist pillar inscription of the Shunga period refers to Gaupti as the queen of Rajan Vishadeva, and the grandmother of the Dhanabhuti, probably a feudatory of the Shungas. What is the inscription? Yeah, that is the Bruhat Buddhist pillar inscription. The Shunga period refers to as Gaupti as the queen of the Rajan, Visadeva, and the grandmother of Dhanabhuti, probably a feudatory of the Shungas. Now we are going to discuss about the origin of the Guptas. Yeah, the original home. We have altogether 5 principal theories are there regarding the original homeland of the imperial Guptas. Yeah, the eminent scholars, they are felt the different areas they are introduced to the origin of the Guptas. What is that areas? First one is Bengal, second one is Magadha, third one is Punjab, and fourth one is UP, and next one is fifth one is what is that area? Yes, now we will discuss one by one that. Yeah, one of the person he was felt his opinion. These are the Bengal, Magadha, and Saranath, and Punjab, Prayaga. These are the 5 principal theories. Now we will discuss one by one. Out of these, the first 3 reasons are based on the identification of things. Milikia Kia Pono, where a China temple was located. This is the one of the opinion. Overall the 5 theories of the 3 theories, they are felt their opinion based on their identification of his things. One of the China temple, Milikiasi Kia Pono. Yes, first one is DC Gangli calculated the distance and the located it where in Murshidabad district of the West Bengal. Yes, who is this person? DC Gangli was felt the Gupta's origin of the Bengal. This is the opinion of the DC Gangli. However, according to R.C. Majumdar, this only proves that Sri Gupta ruled over parts of Bengal and not that it was the early home of the Guptas. Yes, what is he was felt his opinion? R.C. Majumdar, he was to prove that Sri Gupta was overall ruled the North India, the part of the Bengal. Yes, what he was felt his opinion? Yeah, the early home of the Guptas. The early home of the what is that? Guptas. And next one is Jagannatha Agarwal and B.P. Sinha. Yeah, basing their arguments on the translation given by Bill identified the place with Saranath in eastern UP. Yes, these two persons, Jagannatha Agarwal and B.P. Simha, these two persons, they are argued on the translation given by Bill. Identification the place with Saranath in eastern UP. And the third view of regarding the Magadha region was probably by V.S. Smith and A.S. Altaker. Yes, this is the third view of the origin of the Guptas. Who is this persons? V.S. Smith and A.S. Altaker. They are felt their opinion. The origin of the Guptas, that is the, what is that area? Yeah, that is the Magadha. Yes. However, even this was not based on sound logical grounds. This is not based on sound logical grounds. It seems that the fact that Magadha was the nucleus of the first major agrarian empire of ancient India. Yes, we are all know what is that. In the ancient Indian history, the first empire was, that is the Magadha Empire. The Magadha Empire was started, first dynasty was Haryanka dynasty. We are all know that. Yes or no? Yes, these historians too somehow the associate the Guptas too with that reason. Yes, who is that? V.S. Smith and A.S. Altaker. They are felt their opinion. The origin of the Guptas, that is the Magadha. That is the Magadha. And the next one is, the fourth view is represented K.P. Jaiswal. He suggested that the what is that? Karaskara Jats or modern Kakarla from the Punjab. Yes, he was. Who is this person? K.P. Jaiswal. He was felt his opinion. The origin of the Guptas, they are belongs to one of the trace. The trace was Jats. Yes, this is his opinion. And next one is, his view did not find the fifth view is held by his view. Who is this view? K.P. Jaiswal view did not find. Yes, next one is S.R. Goyal written the most detailed and incisive the Gupta political history in recent way, argued that the initiative to form an empire should only rest not with Magadha but the eastern part of the Uttar Ganga basin. His argument is based on the hypothesis that the early inscriptions and coins of a dynasty are usually found mostly in the region which is originates such as early Bactrian Greeks, Kushanas, Vakatakas, etc. in the case of the Guptas. Yes, his views. Who is this person? K.P. Jaiswal. He was suggested the Guptas origin, they are belongs to Punjab. Yes, this is the five principal theories of the origin of the Guptas. Next, now we are going to discuss about the sources of the Guptas. The sources of the Guptas. Yeah, the historians, they are based on they are proved discussed about any history when we are started the reconstruction of the Indian history, then we must and should use the sources of the Indian history. Sources are very most important in history. So when we are started the reconstruction of our Indian history, now we are going to the sources of the Gupta's age. The sources are, how many types are there? Two parts are there. Two parts or two categories are there. First one is literary source and second one is archaeological sources. This is the sources of the literary source and archaeological sources. And now we are going to discuss about the literary source. Literary source, we are had the two parts, two categories are there. First one is religious literary source and second one is secular literary sources are there. And another one is the writings of the foreign travelers and also we are had the archaeological sources also had there. Yes, now we are going to discuss about the literary source. What is that we are had? First one is the account of the Pahyan and account of the Athens and the works of the Kalidas. The works of the Kalidas. We are had the another literary sources also had there. That is the Puranas. How many Puranas? Ashtadasha Puranas are there. Ashtadasha. What is that? What is the important Puranas belongs to Gupta age? The first one is Vayu Purana, second one is Matsya Purana, and third one is Vishnu Purana. These three Puranas, they are felt to them. These three Puranas giving the information about the Gupta age. Next one is we are had the another Smrutis are there. Smrutis, the Smrutis such as Narada Smruti and Bruhaspati Smruti and also another one is dramas also had there. Dramas also had there. What is that dramas? First one is Kaumudi Mahotsavam and next one is Devi Chandragupta and another literary sources of Harsha Charitra. This book written by Banabhatta and next one is Kavya Mimamsa of Rajashekara and next one is Rajatarangini written by the Kalhana. This is the literary sources of the Gupta age. Now we will discuss one by one. First one is account of Pahyan. Pahyan, he was a Chinese pilgrim who visited India and he was felt his opinion on his book. The book name was Pokuoki. He visited and observed many places like Mathura and Kanauj, Kapilavastu, Kushinagar and Vaishali, Pataliputra and Kashi, etc. are there. He was visited and he was observed these areas. According to him, what he was felt? Yes, Magadha was a prosperous country with a large towns and wealthy population. It was felt his opinion Magadha was a prosperous country with a large town and wealthy populations are there. Yes, Magadha, that is a wealthy population and prosperity country. And next one is Pataliputra was a developed city. Yes, what is that Pataliputra? That is the capital city of the Magadha. Yes, the Magadha rulers, Magadha dynasties, they are given the importance for the development of the Pataliputra. What is that dynasties had there? The empire, Aryanka dynasty and Shishnaga dynasty. And next one is Nanda dynasty and Maurya dynasty. Maurya Empire. These are they are given the importance for they are try to develop the Pataliputra as a capital city. Yes, next one is one of the important point of the Pahyan account, that is the through the people has wealth, they lived simple lives and followed Buddhism. In the Magadha area, the people they are followed simple life and they are followed the Buddhism. The images of Hindu gods were seen on coins and sculptures, etc. Yes, the Maurya rulers, who they are? The Mauryan kings, they are introduced the coins and they are built the some of the monuments on their period. They are given the some of the images. That is the images they are prove that. And the next one is account of the another important point of the Pahyan. The punishments were mild and were in the form of fines. Yes, the fines are they are used the fines of their instead the what is that punishments. They are not given the horrible punishments. They are followed the mild punishments and they are followed they are given the fines. This is the important account of the Pahyan. And next one is Kalidasa. The works of Kalidasa. He was the eminent poet under the Gupta age. Chandragupta too, he was patronized the some of the poets under his patronage. How many poets are there? In his period, he was patronized the Navanandas. 9 members poets under his court poets. Yes, one of the greatest poet of the Kalidasa, he was wrote some of the books. The books are very most important of the Gupta age. He was wrote how to we are remember, how to we are kept in our mind. I will tell the one of the logic. He was wrote books. Ame Rama Ruku. Yes, he was wrote books. Abhignana Shakuntalamu, Megadutamu, and Raghuvamshamu, Kumara Sambhamu, and next one is Raghuvamshamu, Malavikagnimitramu, Ame Rama Ruku. These books are written by the Kalidasa. Kalidasa, greatest poet and playwright India has ever produced. His works includes Meghaduta and Rutu Samhara and Raghuvamsha and Kumara Sambhava. He spoke about love, nature, beauty, and it also gave information about government and society seen in Gupta period. And he was discussed in his books. He was given the information about the Gupta rulers. They are love, nature, and beauty, and he was given the information about their administration system, the government system of the Guptas, and society under the Gupta period. And next one is, now we are going to another important source of the archaeological sources, Allahabad pillar inscription and Devgarh Vishnu temple and Nalanda University. Now we will discuss one by one Allahabad pillar inscription. The inscription of Allahabad pillar are called as Prayaga Prashasti. This inscription introduced by the Harisena under the court poet of the Samudragupta. Yes, it praises Samudragupta as one of the most strongest Gupta ruler. It was composed by poet named Harisena in Sanskrit. It describes the kingdom. Samudragupta first defeated northern rulers and then headed for defeating southern rulers. He allowed the southern rulers to rule but took tributes from them. Many tribes surrendered their kingdoms to Samudragupta. Yeah, what is that? Harisena, he was introduced in his inscription. What is that inscription? Allahabad pillar inscription. In this inscription, he was discussed about the victories of the Samudragupta. The victories of the Samudragupta. Samudragupta, he was invaded in North India and South India. He was defeated some of the North rulers, North kingdoms, and also he was invaded the South India also. Some of the South Indian kings, some of the tribes kings, without fought with the Samudragupta, they are accepted the supremacy of the Samudragupta. After these victories, he performed Ashwamedha Yagna, and issued a golden coins depicting sacrificial horse. Yes, what is this? After he was occupied, after he was victories, he performed Ashwamedha Yagas and issued a golden coins. Yeah, it also described that Samudragupta loved music. Samudragupta, he was loved music. There were some coins seen where he is playing veena. Some of the coins, he was playing the music. This is the importance of the Allahabad pillar inscription. In this inscription, Harisena, he was introduced Harisena, he was given the information about the victories of the Samudragupta. Victories of the Samudragupta. He was discussed he was invaded in North India and South India and some of the tribes kingdoms, they are without fought with the Samudragupta. They are accepted the Samudragupta supremacy. And next one is another important inscription, that is the Devgarh Vishnu temple inscription. Devgarh Vishnu temple inscription. Devgarh is a famous for Vishnu temple, also called as Devgarh Dashavatara temple. Dashavatara temple. Devgarh is about 225 kilometers from Jhansi, UP. It is one of the earliest Hindu temples. It was made of stone and bricks. This temple made of bricks and stone. Yes. Entrance as paintings, decoration, images from Ramayana, Lord Krishna. Yes, in this temple, what is the temple? Devgarh temple. They are introduced to the entrance of the port. Entrance of the this temple. They are give the some of the paintings. Which paintings? Which images? Ramayana and Lord Krishna images are there. It also shows Humayun carrying hill containing the herbs that curved, and Lakshmana, who was wounded by the son of Ravana, and Meghananda. Yes. And another one is, what is show that? Lakshmana, Humayun, he was carrying a hill. What is that? Containing the herbs that curved. Lakshmana, who was wounded by who is that son of Ravana and Meghananda. Yes, next one is Vishnu is shown asleep on a coil of the gland to serpent called as Sheshanaga. Yes, in this temple, one of the image, that is the, who is that person? Vishnu is shown asleep on a coil of the gland to serpent called as Sheshanaga. It had a huge. What is that? Shikara. Yes, what is that? Tower. And the next one is Nalanda University. In the ancient period, this is the famous university, Nalanda University. Who was visited? One of the Chinese traveler, Huyansang, he was visited the Nalanda University, and he was given the information about the Nalanda University in his book. The book name was Siyuki. In this book, he was discussed about the importance of the Nalanda University. Yes, in the 16th, end of the 16th century and the first of the 7th century, he was visited the Nalanda University. Yes, it was most, renowned university of ancient India. Nalanda is located in Bihar. Huyansang also had mentioned about Yes, the grandness of the Nalanda. It has many buildings enclosed by walls. Yes, what is that? In this university, how many buildings enclosed by walls? There were 3 huge libraries. How many? 3 huge libraries are there, and provided all facilities free to students. Yes, they are provided the free for the students, all facilities. The students from various parts of India and other countries like China and Japan and Tibet studied here. In this university, many students there came to other foreign countries also had there. China, Tibet and Japan, these areas are there. Yes, next one is, what is the subjects of this university? Yes, the subjects taught included, what is that? Medicine, yoga, and next one is What is that? Yes, mathematics and admission procedure was very thought. It was destroyed by the Muslim ruler. His name was Alauddin Khilji. Today it is in reigned state. Yeah, this is the source of the Gupta age. What is that sources? Literary source and archaeological sources. Now we are going to the important Gupta rulers. Important Gupta rulers. How many Gupta rulers? Who was the founder of the Gupta dynasty? His name was Sri Gupta. Sri Gupta, he was the founder of the Gupta dynasty in North India after the disintegration of the Mauryan Empire. Yes, the Gupta rulers. After the Sri Gupta, who was came to the Gupta throne, his name was Ghatotkacha. Yes, Ghatotkacha. And next one is the son or successor of the Ghatotkacha. His name was Chandragupta I. Chandragupta I. After the Chandragupta, who was came to the throne, his name was Samudragupta. The son or successor of the Samudragupta, his name was Chandragupta II. Now we will discuss one by one. Yeah, Chandragupta I. Chandragupta I was also called as Maharajadiraja. He was had the title Maharajadiraja. Maharajadiraja, the king of kings, had won many wars. He extended his empire through marriage alliances in his period. In his period, he was started the marriage alliances with the neighboring countries, neighboring kingdoms. Who they are? Vakatakas and Nagas. He was started the matrimonial alliances with the neighboring kingdoms. They are the Vakatakas and also Nagas. Okay, next one is another ruler of the Samudragupta. Another Gupta ruler, his name was Samudragupta. Samudragupta, he was had the title Indian Napoleon. This title given by the V.S. Smith. He was the greatest king of the Gupta age. Not only Gupta age, not only South India, he was the greatest ruler of the overall India. Overall India. Yes, in his one of the inscription. In his one of the inscription, Allahabad pillar inscription, introduced his victories. His victories. Introduced by the Harisena under the court poet. Yes, now we will discuss in his important point. Samudragupta was the son of the Chandragupta I. Allahabad pillar inscriptions describes his well. He too expanded Gupta empire. He is also known as Napoleon of India due to the bravery. He was a brave person. He was a great warrior. He was a great invader. He was a great conqueror. So that's why the historians called about the Indian Napoleon or Napoleon of the India. Yes, he won many wars and was a powerful ruler. First defeated north rulers like Mathura and Padmavati and Ahichetra, western UP and eastern India. Yes, he was first invaded North India rulers like Mathura and Padmavati and Ahichetra. He made 12 South Indian rulers like Odisha, Andhra and Tamil. They are accepted his power. He allowed them to rule and in return got tributes from these kings. Yes, what is that? Samudragupta, he was started his invades in North India first. He was defeated and he was conquered and he was included in his empire. After his victories of the North India, he was invaded in South India also. Yes, how many? 12 South Indian rulers. He was defeated the 12 South Indian rulers. Odisha and Andhra and Tamil regions. And he was got the tributes. Yes, next one is many rulers of Bengal, Assam and Nepal and Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan surrendered to Samudragupta without fought the Samudragupta. They are accepted his supremacy. They are surrendered him. Yes, who is that? Some of the rulers without the fought with the Samudragupta, they are accepted the Samudragupta supremacy, and they are given the some of the tributes. And the next one is many neighboring rulers offered their daughters to marry him. Yes, many neighboring rulers, they are given the offer. What is that offer? They are given their daughter is to marry. He was a good administrator and musician, poet and scholar. He was also known as Kaviraja. As he was himself, he was a poet. He was wrote some of the poets. He was wrote some of the books. So that's why he was had the title Kaviraja. He respected all religions. Samudragupta, he was given the respected to all the religions. He was given the respect all the religions. Hindu in the Shaiva and Vaishnava and Buddha and Jainas. Yes, he was given the respect to all religions. Yes, this is the important points of the Gupta age. And the next one is Chandragupta II. He was known as Vikramaditya. Chandragupta II. Vikramaditya was son of the Samudragupta. He inherited the military power from his father and extended the Gupta empire. He was also followed his father method. He was also invaded some of the areas, and he was also tried to expanded his empire. Yes, he was defeated the Shakas of Gujarat, and Kadiyawar hence was also called as Shakari. He was defeated. He was destroyed Shakas. So that's why he was had the title Shakari. He was conqueror of Shakas. For this he married a Naga princess. He was married Naga princess named who is that prince? Yeah, her name was Kubera Naga, and he gave the hand of his daughter to the Vakataka prince named Rudrasena too. He was married the Naga princess Kubera Naga, and he gave the hands of his daughter. Yes, who is that person? Vakataka prince. His name was Rudrasena too. This alliance had strengthened his position against Shakas. He was the Gupta rulers. They are continued the matrimonial alliances with the neighboring rulers. They are the Vakatakas and Nagas. Yes or no? So that's why the Gupta rulers, their position strengthened in the North India against the Shakas. Yeah, next one is, with this victory, he got a sea entry for trade with Europe. With this victory, he got a sea entry. Why this? Yeah, they are had the trade and commerce with the Europe. The Europe. The Pahian has described about Vikramaditya and his fine administrative skills in detail. Yes, Pahian, he was visited the Chandragupta period. So he was discussed about the Chandragupta period. In his book, Pahian, in his Pokuvoki, in his book he was given the information about the Chandragupta too. Yes, what is that? Yeah, that is the he was a good administrator, and his administration, fine administration and fine administrative skills in detail. Next one is also in inscription and iron pillar near Qutub Minar. Iron pillar inscription near Qutub Minar. Delhi describes his victories in Bengal and Afghanistan. Even he loved art and literature. Yes, what is that? Another inscription, that is the iron pillar inscription near Qutub Minar at Delhi. In this pillar inscription, he was discussed about his victories. What is that victories? Bengal and Afghanistan. Even he loved art and literature. And Chandragupta, he was given the importance for the love and art, love and literature. In his period, he was patronized the some of the poets. How many poets? Navanandas. 9 member poets are there. Yes, next one. He issued a golden coins. Yes, this is the important Gupta rulers. And next one is the developments in the fields of science in the Indian history, in the ancient Indian history, who they are first science? They are the Gupta rulers. Aryabhatta was a great astronomer and mathematician. Yes, Aryabhatta, he was introduced to one of the theory. What is that theory? Surya Siddhanta theory. He was a great astronomer and mathematician. Aryabhatta deals with algebra. He was deals with algebra and geometry, arithmetic and trigonometry. Surya Siddhanta explains what is that? Scientifically, the cause of solar and lunar eclipse. What is that? What he was discussed? And geometry, arithmetic and trigonometry. Surya Siddhanta explains what is that? Scientifically, the causes of solar and lunar what is that? Eclipses. Okay, and he was explained the value of the, what is that? Page 3.1416. The value of the pi 3.1416. Yes, next one is he was discovered a formula to find the area of triangle. Yes, who is this person? Aryabhatta. He was discovered one of the formula. What is that formula? He was trying to find the area of a triangle. He was trying to find the triangle formula, and he was the first Indian astronomer to declare that Earth is, what is that? Spatial in shape. Yes, he was the first Indian astronomer to declare the, what is that? Earth is spatial in shape, and proved the earth revolves around the sun and rotates around its own axis. What is that? He was trying to prove the earth was what is that? Rotate to around its own axis. After this great astronomer named India's first satellite, Aryabhatta, was sent into space. After these great astronomers, yes, name India's first satellite, Aryabhatta, was sent into space. Next one is the pre-Gupta period, 200 BC to 300 AD. Who they are? Yes, pre-Gupta rulers, they are the first one is Shungas and Kanvas, Bactrian Greeks and Scythians and Parthian and Kushana and Kauravela, Shatavahanas and Cholas, Pandyas and Kerala Putras, Satyaputras and Cheras. These are the pre-Gupta period in the North India and South India rulers. South India kingdoms. Oh, yes or no? The Shungas and Kanvas and Bactrian Greeks and Scythians and Parthian, Kushanas, and these all belongs to North Indian. And next one is Kauravela and Shatavahanas, Cholas, Pandyans, Kerala Putras and Satyaputras, Cheras. These all belongs to South kingdoms. Yeah, next one is this is the Silk Road routes under the Gupta age, and the next one is around 320 AD, and another a great Indian empire emerged. It was known as the Gupta Empire. Gupta Empire. Who was the founder of the Gupta Empire? His name was Sri Gupta. Yes, next one is the next ruler of the Gupta ruler Ghatotkacha Gupta. Chandragupta I. He was ruled between 320 AD to 325 AD. And the next one is Samudragupta. Samudragupta. He was ruled 325 between 375 AD. He was ruled 325 between 375 AD. And his son, his successor Chandragupta too, he was ruled in 375 AD between 415 AD. 415 AD. And Kumaragupta, he was ruled in 415 AD and 454 AD. And next one is Samudragupta. He was ruled between 454 AD 467 AD. 454 AD, this is the Gupta period. And next one is the Chinese Buddhist monk traveled among the Silk Road and visited India in the 5th century. He was following the path of the Buddha. Yes, he was reported the people to be happy. Yes, who is that person? Who is that Buddhist Chinese monk? Yes, he was the, who is that person? Huyan Stang. He reported the people to be happy and relatively free of government oppression and inclined towards and courtesy and charity. Other references in the journal, however, indicate that the caste system was rapidly assuming its basic features, including untouchability, the social isolation of a lowest class that is dominant to manual labor. Yes, what is that? He was discussed in his book. He was discussed about he was given the information about the administration system and the government. The reforms of the government under the Gupta age, and he was discussed about the what is that charity and other references. He was discussed about the caste system. We are saying the what is that untouchability in the Gupta age. Yes, he was discussed the untouchability in his book. Yes, next one is this is the one of the Gupta age figure, and next one is another important ruler Kumaragupta. The further expanded the kingdom and he was performed Ashwamedha Yaga. Kumaragupta, he was in his book, he was given the importance for the what is that education. Kumaragupta, he was in his period founded the Nalanda University. Yes, performed Ashwamedha Yaga, and no other expansional achievements are included during this time. Kumaragupta period. Yes, next one is another important points of the Gupta's administration system. What is that Gupta's administration? Gupta rulers also, they are also followed the kingship. Kingship was the hereditary, and the Gupta rulers assumption of high sounding titles. The Gupta rulers also, they are also had the titles. What is the titles? Maharaja the Raja. Yes or no? We are already seen that. Yes, the rulers was administrator of law, and rulers authority was circumscribed by various checks. The ruler's authority was circumscribed by various checks are there. What is that? The Gupta rulers also, they are also followed the, what is that, Mantri Parishad and councillor ministers for the suggestions and what is that, suggestions. Yeah, next one is Mantri Parishad, Prime Minister and Council and Kumara Matyas. Yes, the Gupta rulers was also at the some of the, what is that, Mantri Parishad. They are also appointed the some of the councillor ministers for the suggestions on the administration system. Yeah, next one is army administration and commander in chief and war office and war finances and taxation system. Yes, Gupta age they are also collected the some of the taxes, that is the land tax and merchants and artisans and traders and paid taxes. What is that? They are the merchants, they are also paid the taxes, and also artisans, they are also paid the taxes to Gupta rulers, and traders also, they are also given the, they are also paid the some of the taxes. And another one is income tax for mint and booty for war and tribute from feudatories. The Gupta rulers, they are invaded the, and they are also collected the some of the taxes, some of the tributes on the their neighboring kingdoms. And next one is villages and what is that, under the their period they are had the, they are given the, they are had the, sorry, they are had the, what is that, their kingdom was divided into some of the administration parts, and that is the important administration part of the villages. And what is that, Vetris and Vishayas and Bhuktis and another important centers are there. What is that? The Gupta Empire was divided into provincial administration system, and the provincial administration system divided into, what is that, Vishayas. The Vishayas divided into Bhuktas, and the Bhuktas divided into villages. Yeah, next one is the provincial administration. Provinces called Bhuktis, the governors called Uparika Maharaja, the councils of ministers. And next one is the district administration. The districts called Vishayas, headed by the Kumaramatya councils. Yes, next one is district administration. Districts called Vishayas, headed by Kumaramatya, and council ministers are there. Next one is another one is, what is that, city administration. The head their own advisory council. The consisted of various representatives of different localities are there. And next one is there had the, another one is town administration system, that is called, what is that, Vitesh. The administration concluded by members and representing landed and military interests. And during the Gupta Empire, Indian mathematicians made great advances. They discovered the concept of zero and the decimal system. The Gupta is, they tried to Gupta Empire, Indian mathematicians made a great advances. They discovered the the concept of zero and the decimal system. Yes, this is the trade and commerce under the Gupta age. What is the trade? International trade. This is, I have given the trade routes, Gupta age. And next one is extensive trade. And next one is, this is the one of the image of the Kalidasa, he was a great poet under the Samudragupta. And I have given the one of the image, Gupta achievements and the decline of the Guptas. Invasion of the white Hunas in the 4th century, the signaled the end of the Gupta golden age. Even thought at first the Guptas defeated them. After the decline of the Gupta Empire in the North India broke into a number of separate Hindu kingdoms and was not rapidly unified again until the coming of the Muslims in the 7th century. After the Gupta Empire, the North India was divided in small kingdoms are there. The small kingdoms under the small dynasties are there. Small dynasties are there. What is the main reason of the decline of the Gupta Empire? That is the invasion of the white Hunas. This is the main reason of the decline of the Gupta age. Yes. Next one is when was started the Muslims invasions in India? The first early age of the 7th century. 7th century. Yes. This is the sum of the coins of the Gupta age. The gold coins. And the next one is gold coins counted. The trade routes. And the next one is Gupta art. Gupta art. Yes. What is that Gupta art? In the one of the caves. What is that? Ajanta caves. 9th number and 10th number and 11th number as given the information about the Gupta age of the art. Paintings, Ajanta caves, 9th number and 10th number, 11th number. These numbers as given the information about the paintings of the architecture under the art under the Gupta age. Next one is art and architecture under the Gupta age. Yes, this is the image of the Ajanta caves in Maharashtra. This is the one of the example of the one of the best image of the Ajanta caves in Maharashtra. Yes. Next one is art and architecture under the Gupta age. This is the administration and art and architecture and the important rulers of the Gupta age, the origin and the introduction of the Gupta age. And respected all the elders, I have felt the giving this best opportunity to me. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you one and all.